joined my Biscari here this morning, reading my article at the Star and Tribune. This is really, it's been a habit now. Every Saturday or another Saturday, they publish one of my articles, so I must be doing something very interesting. But anyway, this article about the last visit that President Obama had at the mosque, the Mosque Islamic Center in Baltimore. And a lot have been said about, finally in his last year, Obama has been embracing being black. Now he's embracing being a closet Muslim. And finally, he's going to visit a mosque and talking to Muslim at the mosque or Islamic Center. And I don't think this is the first time President Obama visits a mosque, as I reported in a newspaper and in news. The guy's father was a Muslim, so must have gone as a young Obama to the mosque or Islamic Center of some sort. But anyway, I don't understand the business and the politics of visiting a mosque these days. Bush after 9/11 just visit a mosque, assure Muslims that you're not the terrorist, or after the terrorist, and everybody wants to meet the Muslims, go to the mosque, as if the Muslims, that's all they do. Just moment they wake up until they go back to bed, they're being Muslims, and whatever Muslim does is Islamic. And I wish they, the media or the politician or the FBI, or whoever is interested in Muslim Americans here, just present a Muslim in a non-religious context, and they play sport, they are in the military, they school, they're suffering, they have jobs, they are in a hospital, and they do ordinary things, education, in prison, whatever the case may be. Not every time you meet or you present a Muslim, it's always in a religious context, as if whatever the Muslim does is an Islamic things. When you look at the people who actually committed the crime or tragedy of 9/11, they didn't go to the mosque. So they were at the bar, drinking, womanizing. And so the business and the politics of going to mosque is just very old. And I think for that visit for Obama, it's too little, too late. Sending drones to kill Muslims all over the Middle East, in Yemen and Syria and Iraq and Afghanistan, wherever. And then an Islamophobe like Trump just want to ban a Muslim, but Obama will send drone to kill them. However, Obama, think the Muslims fit in this country if they make it alive, if they make it in, if they get it in, if they survive the onslaught, the bombing, the invasion, and the killing that's going on in the Middle East. So it's really disheartening to hear this rhetoric, politicians taking advantage and actually not helping. And actually, they're hurting the Muslims here and how they project them in that religious context. You really, Muslims do not need the president to come and visit them, tell them that you fit here. We are here. We've been here before even Obama, before Trump. Muslims as early as this country was established. So we don't need that patting down, petting zoo kind of a visit. People come and petting the Muslim, you're okay, and we don't need that assurance. Americans are terrified of the mosque, but most of America never been in a mosque. However, they think the mosque is a breeding ground for terrorism and all of that. And as somebody was saying, the mosque is where people go and recite Jihad verses. I heard that FBI and prosecutor talking about the training, the kind of militarizing and radicalizing Muslims in mosques, and try to get the imams to spy on their own constituents, the people who come to the mosque. So the mosque and the role of the mosque is really in how they shape Muslims and how they believe is way, way overstated. You look at the mosque during Arab Spring, it was a political change agent where people start from the mosque going to Tahrir Square. They want to topple a dictator. They don't want to establish caliphate or there is a jihad inside the mosque, but not the jihad that people talking about, not the jihad that the FBI and law enforcement are afraid of. It's really a different kind of jihad, Try to get, most of the mosques are really, it used to be a church or a school or just equipped to be a mosque. It has the bathroom not equipped to do for wudu. There is a mosque here in the northwest area where they are sharing the building with the post office. That's a mosque, that's Islamic Center. And I was joking that mosque, easier to get their hate mail very early and quickly at that post office building. So the idea that the mosque is just bringing people, radicalizing them, and threatening American is really a false, self-defeating idea and position. And the history, the data doesn't prove any of this. Biggest challenge and jihad I have when I go to a mosque is just doing my wudu without falling in the bathroom. It's bathroom water all over the places because they don't have the devices, feet baths, or they don't have the bidet or shut-off where people can actually do the cleaning and the wash before the prayer, which everybody must do. So they improvise. You have a plastic can and everybody doing his things, Muslim coming from all over different culture and backgrounds. So hygiene etiquette is very different. And we've been talking about this problem at the mosque and how people have to adhere to a standard way of washing, and we can't even agree on that. Let alone we're going to agree on they're going to agree on committing violence and the idea that people spend the time, and most of the people go to the mosque. Maybe they'll meet after the mosque and a social gathering. And most people meet after the mosque and spend more time together than actually spending and praying. I have a bunch of friends. They go to the mosque next to IKEA. They spend 10, 20 minutes Friday prayer, and they spend 3-4 hours at IKEA together, talking and chatting and all of this. It's the most wonderful time that people spend after the prayer. Not at the mosque, at IKEA, a commercial, a McDonald's furnished store. They made it a place for gathering and helping. And it's just wonderful to see. In Northeast, a lot of people spend 15, 20 minutes at the Friday prayer, and they spend hours at Marina Grill. Northeast, where they gather and talk, and the conversation goes from culture and politics and sport. And so wonderful to see that you meet there in a very McDonald's experience. Nothing is predictable in that gathering at the Marina Northeast, where people come from all over walks for wide different countries, Syria, first generation, second generation. Every group, I go there more often than I go to the mosque. And I found people coming from Syria, Palestine, people coming from Iraq, people coming from Egypt, Tunisia, Morocco, Algeria. All those people come together and chat and talk and all of this. And I always ask them, what was the sermon today? And what was it about? And they laugh, they smile. And and every time I go to a mosque, the biggest jihad I have is finding my own shoes after the prayer. I mean, when people come, they seem to be always in a hurry. They want to miss the sermon, so they come right on the border after, almost the sermon is done. So they're always in a hurry to catch the prayer, which usually after the sermon. And they snatch their shoes. They don't want to touch it with their hands, and they just flip it, grin, get into the mosque. And you see their shoes scattering all over the places. It's like Obama just dropped a bomb on that mosque. Shoes everywhere, losing their matching system. So when people come out and try to find their shoes, it takes a lot of time to find your shoes. Some people will end up with different shoes, and that's why a lot of people go to a mosque with old shoes or a slipper or something. They want to lose, a good $300 shoe or $200 shoes. So this is a struggle and the jihad that actually people go through inside the mosque. Not the jihad that Fox and Trump and all this GOP talking about in the last few years or so, or post 9/11. It really is a different type of jihad struggle that people want to make it in this country. They struggle with daily life, finding jobs, and try to deal with their new country, established themselves as a neighbor, a teacher, a lawyer, an accountant, a cab driver, as a restaurant owner. Those are the Muslim. Why can't Obama, if he wants to meet a Muslim, meet them at a restaurant, or meet them at a sporting event, or at school or university? No, non-religious contacts. If you really want a Muslim, the idea that you have to go to a mosque to meet Muslims is really another Islamophobic act, Islamophobia in disguise, and we need to go over this. We need to go to see Muslims as ordinary people and ordained contacts. They do their work, they shovel their snow, they go to school and employment, drive a cab, different type of non-religious contacts, and leave the Muslim alone. So America, let my mosque go, and you try to talk to a neighbor, a Muslim neighbor, invite them or let them invite you. And don't turn the mosque the petting zoo where you can just go there. You want to see those strange creatures. Should I touch them? I think after 9/11, the school came to one Islamic center, and the teacher asked me. I was sitting there, and she has her students, and she was very careful and sensitive, and she doesn't want to say anything, holding on those kids. Nobody say anything, and she asked me if she can talk to the people who are at the mosque. And I told her they can talk to them, they can throw them food, they can pet them. As long they can pet him as long as they don't throw food in the front of them. So it's really silly, So America, just a mosque is a place where people can go there and meet each other, quick, do a Friday prayer. The idea that Muslims pray 5 times a day, most of this prayer done at home, at work, at street, at restaurant, and I think the Americans go to the church more than what the Muslims go to the mosque. So America, relax, as the title of the piece on the Star and Tribune says, there is no reason to be terrified about the mosque. If America has born again Christians, Islam has born again Muslims. So, for you, America, here is a drink, non-alcoholic drink, and biscotti that I made this morning, and you just dump it there and eat it. Muslim eat biscotti too. Assalamu alaikum, and God bless you all.
infuriating than having to read about the miserable state of the Middle East on a daily basis is the mispronunciation of Arabic words and terms that frequently pop up in media. In 90 seconds, I'm going to teach you how to pronounce a number of Arabic words in the correct way.
We are in the mess we're in, that ISIS has the territory it has, is because of Assad.
Assad. President Assad of Syria.
Assad.
Sharia, like Sharia law. I mean, that's what Fox News told me it was pronounced.
Oh, it's not Sharia, it's Sharia.
And the country about the terrorist threat by Daesh. We deplore...
Daesh, or Daesh.
It's Daesh. How many times do we have to go over this?
Al-Qaeda.
Friends like those, who needs Al-Qaeda?
That's a pretty tough one, but still, it's pronounced Al-Qaeda.
A much bigger challenge exists. The challenge is the split between Fatah and Hamas.
Hummus, like that stuff you get in the Middle East.
It's Hamas, not hummus. You don't eat it.
Iraq. I'm sure I heard someone say Iraq before.
And look at where Iraq is today.
It's not Iraq, it's Iraq or Iraq in Arabic.
Qatar.
It's Qatar.
In order to make sure you're able to stop the Houthis.
Houthis, those guys in Yemen, right?
It's Houthis. There's a th in the word. Houthis.
I know this one. Agrabah.
Welcome to Agrabah.
That's not how you pronounce it. The correct way is... Oh, wait, that doesn't even exist.
Oh, well, thank you for that, Lena Al-Safin.
It's Lena Safin. Ugh, have I taught you nothing?
Sorry.